Hello and welcome to the DFS underscore PhD show. This is the big picture number 5 show, and we are also going to make this our unqualified um, uh, review of the SaberSim contest product. We love it, and this is about value prospecting. Obviously, I find it a great value since I've taken over. Yeah, so I just do the braggy screen to start off. SaberSim's been making me a ton of money, and I know that this is not a sustainable percentage, I think, for ROI for long term. But I mean, this has all been with SaberSim. I joined them last fall, and we had our first 1, 2, 3 big banks, and you can see like a tinier bank. We have the Queen of the Court coming up on Friday, and maybe another opportunity. But more recently, the contest sims in particular have been awesome because I've been trying to dial in these qualifier tickets for the beginning of football season. So to do that, every morning I've been starting to do what's called value prospecting. So I look at, all right, I think these pitchers are in play. So I click in the pitchers that are in play. And then I say, let's go. Let's build some lineups because that's already enough constraints to have a good set of lineups. And then I go over here and I say, okay, what are my possible contests I'm going to put this in? Generally, I've been doing mini-max because things hadn't been going well before I started doing the beta. But also because mini-max is weighted like a standard GPP. So you can do heavier weighted things like I probably should since I'm going for the tickets. But since this is such a big competition and it's such a heavily weighted competition, I'm finding that it's a similar payout structure to the just the first person out of 114 or whatever getting paid. A lot of cool things about the contest sims. But my favorite is that this might just be part of the beta in general, I'm not sure, but you can just change the projected runs. So like on this slate, I had a lean. Let's see, go to my actual data for today's slate. And obviously, Arizona, Colorado are playing in Arizona and Colorado. We have some weather, we have some bullpen issues. And so I've goosed the projected runs a little bit. And I had asked them, hey, I love the beta, I love this contest sims, but hey, is it just proportionally changing the fantasy points? And no, Jordan answered, and I got subsequent follow-up from some of the other developers that, yeah, if you make it a reasonable enough change where you're just off a little bit, and so they can choose a subset of the population that has that average, they just choose a subset of the population of sims that has that average, and that updates the player projections. So I go over to my player projections, and I have a unique set of valuable players coming from my tweaks of the other expected runs. So it's a great way to go from your gut to slight changes in projections in a way that's real, sampling a real population. So I really like that a lot. The other thing I like about this, and I talked it over with the developers, not clear if this is 100% true, but you can see in the sim ROI range you have every day, it's going from, like, for me today, 0 to 100. That's with my pitcher calls made the way I like them, actually. I do need to make sure that I have all my lineups properly set. I saw Tampa Bay just come across, so okay. Oh, San Francisco. Let's do best available. Okay, so this has been a live example of what you can do with the product with late swap, but that was not really part of the point of this video. So let's get back to yeah. So we're doing some oh right. So this was my morning prospecting build, right? Oh no, these are my contests now, of course. My naive build, and I go over to lineups and I can see my predicted ROI. So this morning, before I changed it out, it had like a ridiculous of this pitcher and that pitcher. ROI was 100 to 150%. And, I talked to them, it's not exactly a normal distribution. So you shouldn't go from, I think they actually stopped showing, oh yeah, ROI standard deviation. It's not like I can show you the graph. Obviously, it's going to be multimodal with the various competitions and stuff. But anyway, so it does, however, tell me that it's possible that my ROI is not outrageous, right? 130% ROI is right in the middle of if I just played the mini-max every day with this general strategy of the naive strategy. So that's pretty cool because before the sims, I didn't have a good sense of how much I had just gotten completely lucky with a couple big banks here and how much, yeah, I got lucky a little bit, but it's within the context of the overall ensemble of possibilities. And now that I'm seeing the win rates and percentages and stuff, that's really helpful because, I mean, if you play 150 lineups and you got a win rate of 0.2, you can do some pretty quick testing, right? So 0.2% times 150, 75, 7.5%. So like if you go a season and you don't take down, you got a pretty good sense that that's a meaningless number and it's not as good, or that your choices, the way that you bias the machine is not going to be great. But anyway, it's been wonderful for me. I've already won 3 of these tickets in the last 5 days. That you know the competition. It's like a quarter qualifier or satellite to the $100 millionaire for the first day of football season. So anyway, I've been really enjoying contest sims. I think you guys will too. I think value prospecting across the different competitions is something that I need to start doing. So in the past, where is it? Gotta find. So I've been doing the mini max, but you could just upload the different competition types now that you have different settings and add a different sim and have it be, I don't know, whatever well, actually, I think the $3 mini max is very similar. The mega mini max or whatever has it's almost identical. So that's not going to be a useful one to add. Yeah, so basically, yeah, you could add an actual satellite thing and figure out. It seems to me. Let me just do this. So satellite, where you have like yeah, actually, let me just build in this specific competition because I haven't done that yet, and I probably should. Also, let me make sure that my lineups are set. It's a 475 person competition. Uh-oh. Update. Okay, good. Lineups right. All right, so it's a 475, 100% the first, and like, so that should tell you the amount paid is like 0.01. So 0.1. I don't know, I don't know what the problem was with 0.1. Must be a number. Okay, 1%. Okay. I don't know why that won't take a different number there. But anyway, so we want to run a bunch of sims, contest size. Okay, so satellite for 100 season opener. It's 475. It's a quarter. Let's put that in there. Okay, so now let's run that Let's run that sim. My gut has been that these satellites, when you run those sims, show a higher ROI. So this is going to mess up my. Oh no, actually, I can come back and look at this one. Yeah, okay, cool. So now I'm running the contest sims for the other. So this is telling me that in the background, the other contest sim is running. So we're letting the satellite contest sim run for a second now. And I'm making the general point, possibly doing this with the old data set. That's okay. So this doesn't have the live data. This is just showing you what it would have been with this morning's data. That's fine. Doesn't matter. You guys aren't doing this for live purposes. Yeah, sim ROI is much higher because we can choose things that have a higher win rate, right? So have a higher win rate and you get 100% for first, so you get a big spike if you win. So yeah, that's what we see, and that's another. I'm not sure if it's actually a consistent thing, but it's been that way for a week now every time I've tried satellites. So I think this might be an addendum to the satellite strategy as well. When we do value prospecting, we see it's not just the overlay that's making our satellite strategy good. It's that the sim ROI of all of these like lineups is much higher because we think we have a good chance to win. And because we have a good chance to win, we have a, yeah. All right. We should be able to take down more than the average people. And we do see that. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Okay. Oh, right. Yes, of course. This is what you see when you're looking at the wrong contests, and then you look at your real contests and you make sure you're messing around hasn't changed anything. All right. Just wanted to make sure everything was still good there. Okay, so looking back at the morning, we see our RO. I just want to point out when we go from the satellite, look at the ROIs, like 500 to 600%, and then you go over to the minimax and same set of constraints, and the ROIs are lower. They're 100 to 250. Well, oh, it just hasn't updated yet. So I'll give it a sec. See, because it still needs to update this field in the ranking system now that I've changed back to ranking by the old ROI. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You get the general point I'm trying to make here that it seems like satellites might have something to them beyond just the value of contest sims. The contest sims, in terms of looking across the different types of competition, can help you hone in on where your allocation is going to be most valuable. And for me, it looks like that's contest sims right now. And again, like I say, this has been paying off massively in the last week. And more broadly, it has been working with satellites for me, but mostly that's been with hand builds and in NFL sims. So I'm not sure. I can't say if that's like been a long-term thing for the product or not. But I can say, if you this has been all SaberSim. So I'm up 120 on the year. I mean, granted, most of that's 90K in a day, but I'm going to be, tournament champion semifinal next year. Whenever they announce that for 2024, I'll figure out if there's a minimum cash, so then I can probably get some advance on that. But anyway, it's nice. You can see things are going really well, but this 130% is within the realm of expectation. And particularly, like I've been saying, I think satellites are super valuable. This doesn't include any of my big banks. And I knew it was going to show a profit because it showed profit every single year I've ever done it. So this is this year, but if I go lifetime, it's going to be the same kind of chart. It's a self-similar thing where you just make money doing satellites. So only this last little bump could be really, I think, around here. So yeah, you can see what SaberSim did, right? It took a guy who had a decent process into a guy who's semi-pro at this. I mean, you can see the amount of money we're making in semi-pro here, and then we go over to, all sports or whatever, clear filter, and what do you want? It's basically pro. All right, this is lifetime. I was like, that's not how we're doing this year. But so yeah, including the many years I was like not professional, just messing around, throwing away dollars every day. All right, so yeah, join SaberSim, and you can also win six figures. And yeah, it's particularly these contest sims are the most on fire I felt about, the most edge I felt we've had since I joined about a year ago. And like, obviously that includes some pretty big wins. So I'm way on fire for the contest sims, and I think you should join and get them. All right. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, somebody's got to win that money. Might as well be us using contest sims.